All right, well, thanks for coming, everybody. Great to see so many people here. Nice day for it. Welcome to Wasserman Boxing HQ. And the reason we're here today is to look ahead to the bill on May the 13th at the Indigo at the O2 Arena, which will be promoted by Wasserman and broadcast live on Channel 5. So the first instalment in a new partnership between Wasserman and Channel 5, which was announced just a few weeks ago and was very well received within the boxing and sporting world. We'll chat with Calla about that in some more detail in just a couple of minutes. But onto the card itself, it's a very good card to start with. It's a real good, solid card packed with some high-profile fights, some real talent, some real ability. We've got most of the fighters here today. In the front row here, we've got Ryan Kelly and just a row back, Brad Pauls. Those two will meet in the British title eliminator in the middleweight division. Harlem Eubank will be in action as well, up against Sean Dodd. Harlem undefeated. I think we'll be eyeing that now vacant British super lightweight title with a great deal of interest, as will Masha, because he's challenged for a British title a couple of times before, a Commonwealth champion previously at lightweight as well. We have the return of Josh Kelly, the much anticipated, long-awaited return of Josh Kelly, whose career has been very much in the spotlight all the way through so far. It's been over a year since he had that defeat against David Avanesyan, but he's looking well, so very much looking forward to hearing what his future plans are. But then top of the bill, a fight for the vacant British middleweight title. Always brilliant to see a Lonsdale belt on the line. And we've got two fighters in Linus Udofia and a former champion in Denzel Bentley, who I think are very well matched. And I think that will be an outstanding top of the bill. We'll be hearing from all of them in due course, and everybody will have the opportunity to speak to them separately later on as well. But Calla, just have a quick chat with you about the partnership with Wasserman and Channel 5. I think we all knew that there was something brewing with Wasserman Boxing. You've got the relationship with Sky, of course, as well. But I think we all suspected that there was something else in the works. It was just a question of discovering what it was. And this is, you've struck a lot of deals in your career, but this is one I know you're particularly excited about.
Well, absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wasserman HQ, the world of Wasserman. Actually, I'm going to have to talk a little bit now because you've done the work for me already on the bill itself. We had a birthday last week, and it was the 1 year anniversary of the Team Sauerland Wasserman deal. And I said at the time, it's fantastic. Promoters sit there, make announcements and how fantastic this is, and wow, it's going to change things. And I think a year later, sitting here now, we have a calendar coming up where we had an event last weekend on with Sky together with Boxer. We're just planning the next Chris Eubank fight, which is obviously going to be a big one this summer. We're working with DAZN on Filip Hrgovic and Matchroom very well. We're promoting a fight in Australia, Myris Bridis, mandatory defense of his world title on Fox Sports. So we're working really with all the big boys. But, this one here, this number 5 is very special. And just don't think I'm going to try and keep it sweet, short and not boring. But the DNA of Team Sauerland going back 40 years in the business, that's not just myself, of course, at my young age, but my father before us, who's still very much on board as an advisor. We reached 23 million viewers in 1995 with Axel Schultz against Michael Moorer. We reached 22 million with Henry Masker, Rocky Gianni. Those are numbers that you can't contest with. Those are numbers that I'm not saying we're going to do on May 13th on Channel 5, but that's got to be the goal. The goal with when you have that chance on free-to-air, it's a difference. You can reach numbers you simply can't reach on other platforms. We reach households that have no interest in boxing. They're probably watching Driving Miss Daisy before, but hey, let's try and keep them on. Let's try and show them our beautiful sport. Let's show them our sweet science. We have that opportunity. The work's done. It's over to you guys and girls. You've got to take that platform, and I'm sure you will. I think the first card on Channel 5, I don't need to sell it. You've just gone through the whole card, but it is a banger. And we've went out and made a statement with the purse bid on the Udofia Bentley fight, which I think, and also if you saw social media reaction on a British title fight, a British title fight in a world of so many belts and so many, well, who's the real champ, who's this? A British title as a national belt is by far the most special. It's a pure belt. It's an absolutely honest belt. And it's also a belt which I believe, when we talk about fight for the right, Linus against Denzel on May 13 will be the right, the winner will have the right to carry that flag on the world stage. I truly believe that. Of course, there's European belts to look at and there's world title eliminators to come. But that fight excites me. That's why we bid so high in the purse bid. I think it was the right move to make. I think it's a quality fight. Two absolute gladiators. And it's backed up by a fantastic card, whatever I look at. If it's, the return of Josh, who's had such a amazing build-up on Sky, a fantastic platform. We all know, anyone who knows the sport, Sky were fully backing Buatsi and Kelly as the new superstars of the sport. Okay, he's now on Channel 5. Fantastic. Look at the names that have come off the back of Channel 5. Fury, Eubank, you could name a load of them, and George Groves. And so that's the platform for him. We've got Harlem Eubank in a very tough fight, former Commonwealth champ, Masha Dodd. But you've also got, exciting talents coming through. You've got Brad Pauls boxing for the lightweight, the final eliminator for the middleweight title. You've got Razor Ali, a fantastic young talent. So Dan Morley. There's a load of, the card is deep. We will have a outlet where everyone can watch the undercard as well. Obviously it's free to air, so the whole card won't be live on Channel 5, but there will be a very accessible place that won't cost you a tenner. It'll be free, where you can watch all this. And this is the future. This is the way to build it in our eyes. And we're very excited. And as I said, I'll try and keep all the other comments a bit shorter now, but now I've said my part.
Okay, perfect. So let's get into some of the fights. Let's firstly get Ryan Kelly and Brad Pauls up to the front here. These two meeting in an eliminator for the British middleweight title. Of course, top of the bill is that fight for the vacant British middleweight title between Linus Udofia, who's a stablemate of Brad's, and Denzel Bentley. Ryan, I'll start with you. You're a very experienced fighter. I've covered a number of your fights. Former Midlands area champion at super welter, moved up to middle. How do you feel at 160 pounds? Are you kind of settled into the weight now?
Yeah, I mean, a big problem for me has always been trying to fight the scales, as well as preparing for a fight and, making sure I'm 100%. I've been fighting the scales and I've been known to make that mistake. In simple terms, I've been doing a lot wrong, but now I'm doing everything right. So I've got a great team. I got, John Costello training me, and Errol BCB have signed me, and, and I feel good. I feel in the best place in my career. It's my 20th fight coming up, and my plan is to make it a memorable one. So yeah.
So do you feel there's a chance that maybe the matchmakers have been sleeping on you a little bit here, that you could cause this upset that probably most people aren't expecting from you?
Well, yeah, I don't really see it as an upset, to be honest. He's undefeated and I'm not. But at the same time, I've always took fights. I've always got in there if I'm the underdog or not. McKinson, Shiraz, I've always got in there and give it 100%. But again, I was fighting the scales as well as preparing for those hard fights. This time, I'm not, and I don't believe in my eyes, I'm not an underdog, and I believe that I will come out on top. Yeah, for sure.
So experience is the key here, then. I'm experienced in those tough fights. I don't think Brad is. I'm not, no disrespect. I just think that when it comes down to, knowledge and being in there and in those tough fights, then, I've got the upper hand. So Brad undefeated. Obviously you had a good spell out during COVID, like most people did. I know before that you were looking at getting into a mandatory position for the English that Linus then vacated. So this is what you've been waiting for, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's the perfect opportunity for me. It's not a fight we've taken lightly. We know it's a tough fight, but it's exactly what I need to propel me on in my career. We know Ryan's got experience. He can punch a little bit, he can box, but it's something that we're confident we can win. And it's my opportunity to make my name in the British middleweight division.
And in terms of tackling someone like him, who, as he says, he's been in with some really good high level fighters, and this is a step up for you. I guess there are no doubts in your mind that if it gets hard in there, you've got what it takes.
Yeah, definitely. I've had championship fights before, and I've stopped them in the 9th and stopped them in the 7th, and just because it's been off TV doesn't mean I haven't learnt my lessons. So I take all that experience in the ring with me, and we'll see the best man is on the night. I'm very confident.
Former Southern Area champion, of course. I forgot to mention that. And of course, this is eliminated for the British title, and the top of the bill is for that vacant British title. You're crushingly biased, of course, because you train with Linus. But just a quick word on that fight. I mean, how do you see that?
Brilliant fight. It's a massive card for our gym. Shout out to our coach, Terry Stewart, who's got Linus as the main event and me, obviously, on the undercard. But that fight, I think Linus has got some massive strengths that I see in the gym all the time. I don't want to give too much away for what I think Linus will do, but the geezer don't get tired. He's got infinite stamina. So, yeah, it's an interesting fight, and I'll get my fight out of the way and I'll sit back and enjoy that one.
Okay, thanks very much, chap. So I've given up on asking for predictions because it's just it's quite a pointless thing to do, because what are you really going to say when it comes down to it? But maybe during fight week we'll get into that a little bit more. So thanks very much, lads. Next up, if we could get Harlem Eubank and Sean Dodd. 10 rounds at super lightweight. Harlem undefeated. Good win against VRL Simeon in his previous fight. Masha, much beloved character in British boxing, former Commonwealth champion, 2-time British title challenger against Scott Cardle. We all remember that. Seems like yesterday, that big short notice win against Gary Buckland that really brought you to everybody's attention. And as I mentioned earlier on, the British super lightweight title's vacant now. Sam Maxwell has left that behind. He's moving on to box for an IBO world title, I think, on April the 22nd. And people are very familiar with you throughout the course of your career now. Last sighted in Ultimate Boxer. Didn't go your way that night, but it was worth the opportunity. Where do you feel you are in your career at this stage?
Where am I now? Ooh, I'm up against Harlem Eubank, unbeaten, undefeated fighter, and I'm in this great venue, this great place with Kyle, yes, brother, the Sulan boys, and you as well, and so I'm just blessed. I'm thankful to be where I'm at right now. The opportunity I've got here against Harlem is brilliant. It's a great platform. He's a great kid. It's in the blood with the family. So this is a proper fight. He brings everything. He ticks all the boxes. He's been speaking to Austin as well as manager, trying to, find out what you can. And he's the real deal. So that's it now. Leave it as that. We've come down here. We've met everybody. So it's, even though we've been going to work, but it's time to go to work. And see what I can do now with this. Where's Mike? The twilight of my career now. I'm 37 next month. And I feel good. I feel great. What's after this? I do not know. I don't care. I'm just going to turn up for the fight and put on a show. I'm going to entertain, and you're going to see the best of Masha Dodd. You're going to see the monk, the bogeyman, whatever you want to call it, mate. It's going to be a good fight.
Do you kind of enjoy almost, you mentioned your age there, do you enjoy almost being a veteran fighter, because there's not much you haven't seen? You think about that win against Buckland, the 2 fights against Cardle, you've been in with someone like Cordina, you beat an elite amateur in Tom Stalker. Is Harlem, I mean, he hasn't got anything you haven't seen before, or has he?
As you say, I don't watch. I seen him saying he doesn't watch much boxing, and I said to Austin, I don't even watch telly. So, But what I've felt, what I've seen for real, and what I've been in the ring with, like you say, I've seen a lot. I won't say I've seen it all, because that's saying my cup's full. My cup is empty. I haven't seen it all. I've got it all to see with Harlem. I believe I've seen a little bit of him. He's a skillful kid. I like his mentality. I like everything about him, to be honest. I like the guy. So, I believe he's going to bring a new, fresh challenge. So, it's weird the way the world pans out, the way the world is, the way it goes. But through lockdown, everybody suffered. I went through a lot of pain myself, a lot of internal pain. In that pain was my greatest teacher. I've come through it, through what I've gone through. Personally, don't think many people would have got through it. I got through it, gave myself a pat on the back, and I'm like, you know what? I'm back. I'm alive. I'm living. I'm strong. I've got answers. I know where I'm going. I know what I want from life. And this opportunity here is answering them questions for me. It's given me what I'm asking for, and I couldn't ask for a tougher fight, a better challenge. It's what it's about. Life's a growth school, and I'm here to learn and grow and develop as a human, as a man. And Harlem's gonna put that test in front of me, and I'm gonna relish it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I can't wait.
So Harlem, you've had to stay pretty patient during the course of your career. You're undefeated. I remember a good performance I covered of yours against Daniel Egbenike. Good performance last time out, of course, against Virel Simeon. But now is the time really where you need these types of tests, and you need to pass this test, and you need to kick on, because you've served your apprenticeship, I think would be how you would look at it.
For sure. I've come through the hard way in boxing. I've had nothing handed to me. I've kicked down the doors myself, and we're here now. We're Wasserman and the Channel brothers, and we're ready to push forward. And I'm going to relish these challenges. These are the challenges that I need. Sean's an experienced dude. He's been there, and he's seen a lot. He's seen different styles. He's been in them domestic tough fights, Commonwealth, British. He's been on the scene for a long time, and he has that experience that I need. I need that experience going forward in my career to get to the places I want to get to. And this is the right challenge, a tough challenge in Sean. This is the right fight for me next.
No, I've shut up for a few minutes now, so I've just got to say a couple of words here. When you hear these two men, and you're more than men, talking, the one is telling us he's at the twilight of his career. He's learned. He's so happy to be here. The positivity. I mean, I was smiling all the way through your speech there, because I was feeling it. I need to talk to you every morning, I think. I'm going to call you first thing.
Come and stay at ours, Carl.
This is incredible. Honestly, the vibes of this man is strong. Yeah. And then I hear the young hungry lion saying, full of respect in a day and age when we love a tear up at a press conference, saying he looks at him as this is how I need to learn. He knows what lays in front of him. So it's just, I think, fantastic to look at the sport, the psychology of it. There's so much more to boxing than watching two men or women go at it in a ring. It's the psychology, and those are the winners. Those are the true winners, and you might not walk away from your career with a world title, but you have certainly learnt life during your career, and that's what boxing can give, So fantastic. No, both of you, incredible.
Thanks,
great
Carl.
Words from both sides.
That's one, Colin.
Thank you.
Just quickly on this one as well, I mentioned the fact that the British title at super lightweight's vacant now. Sam Maxwell has vacated it. The winner of this fight, in your experience, I mean, whoever wins this has got to be well positioned to maybe get a shot at that.
Sort of blow my
Come
own
on,
trumpet
Cal.
a bit. I have promoted all of the best super lightweights on planet Earth a couple of years back in the World Boxing Super Series. So I've seen the best at this weight class. I've seen what can happen when the best go against the best, and that's of course a weight class that I fell in love with during that season of the World Boxing Super Series. And it's action packed, and they're tough competitors at that weight. Really are.
Okay, well, thanks you two. Thanks. I'm sure whoever wins, may the best man win as always. I'm sure whoever does will be very keen on a challenge for that Lonsdale belt. So we'll let you two go.